Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter World, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about Watanagashix support build. Now, if you guys remember in the video that I did yesterday where I told you guys don't have to stack attack in order to be efficient in Monster Hunter World, striking a balance that makes you feel comfortable whilst attacking monsters is the ideal way to play, in my personal opinion, and it seems that a lot of you guys share that particular opinion. And I gave you guys an example of a really out-of-the-ordinary build that I've come across with one of the Ironbreakers, which is a support Charge Blade build. And now you guys might have noticed that in this particular video, I don't put Charge Blade in the title, and that is because I believe that this particular support build can be used with just about any weapon that you want. So long as you can get the skills that we have in the set itself, you're probably going to be successful. Now, having said that, this build is not mine. This is Watanagashix's build, and this is just one of his builds. He has many support-oriented builds that he sometimes changes around. Like, not every build looks like this, but he does play a lot of support builds, and all of those builds feature Charge Blades because that is his weapon of choice. So, having said that, let's get started. The weapon that he uses in his main build is the Xeno Rats. Now, the reason he uses this particular weapon is because it's got natural white sharpness, which is great. It's going to make sure that you deal a lot of damage, and if you have a sharp jewel, which we do have for this particular build, you're also going to be able to retain that white sharpness for quite a long period of time. And on top of that, we also have 2 level 3 decoration slots that we can use to put earplugs in. And you guys will see once we get the finished build that this set of skills is actually really, really good for supporting. So, continuing onwards, another thing about this weapon as well is that a lot of people usually require help with like tempered elder dragons and whatnot, so you're still bringing some elder seal on top of all the utility that you're going to be bringing. On top of your buffs, on top of everything else, you're also bringing a little bit of elder seal. Sure, it's low elder seal, and elder seal is already an unreliable skill, but all of the other utility you bring to the table more than makes up for it. Let us continue. The first piece of gear that we have on this mixed set is the Guild Cross Circlet Beta. Now, my conclusion as to why I use this is it comes with 2 points of Divine Blessing, and on top of that, it also comes with 3 Tier 1 decoration slots, which are going to allow you to put in a lot of the needed skills that we need for this particular set. Coming in next, we have the Commission Jacket Beta. Now, this comes with Wide Range Level 2, which naturally, if you're playing a support build, this is a must-have skill. So that is the reason why we're using the Commission Jacket. After that, we got the Dober Vambraces Beta. Now, this comes in with Stamina Surge as well as Mushroom Mancer. The real reason we're using these gloves is for that Mushroom Mancer skill, and you guys will see why that is the case. Then we got the Commission Belt Beta, which has another level of Mushroom Mancer, as well as a very nice level 2 slot decoration. And then we have the Vangus Greaves Beta, which come in with 2 points of Speed Eating, which is going to be very useful for when you are helping out your team, because you're going to be able to consume items a lot faster, therefore granting your buffs through wide range a lot faster. And finally, wrapping things up, we have the Earplugs Charm 3, which is going to max out our earplugs and make sure that we don't get stunned in critical moments where we need to apply heals to the team. Okay, so looking at the decorations, we have one decoration instantly out of the bat that a lot of people are going to say, oh my god, that is a really hard decoration to get, and you are right. It is a Fungiform Jewel 1. As a matter of fact, I actually have 2 of these, but I decided to copy the set exactly the way that Watanagashix has it. I'm going to post a different version of this build at the end of the video, which is a different build that you can do if you do not have a Fungiform Jewel. So at the end of the video, there will be another version of this build. But anyways, continuing onwards, Fungiform Jewel 1 maxing out our Mushroom Mancer, a Satiated Jewel 1, which for those of you that do not know what this one does, because it's not a lot of people use it, this gives you a predetermined chance of consuming a food or drink item for free. This is 25% of the time, so that means that 25% of the items that you use will actually not get consumed. And trust me, if you are running a support build, this is something you're definitely going to want, because you're not just healing yourself, you're also healing your whole team a lot of the time, okay? So keep that in mind. Moving upwards, we have a Sharp Jewel 2 on the Commission Belt Beta. This is needed because, like I said, Xeno Rats has natural white sharpness, but it doesn't have a whole lot of it. Therefore, you're going to need to preserve it by constantly sharpening your weapon. And I know this is another one of those rare jewels, but this is a bit of a set that is not particularly easy to make, but it is well worth it because it's a completely different playstyle. Then we got the Dober Van Braces Beta, and on this we're going to put in a Sheath Jewel 1 as well as a Protection Jewel 1. Now the Sheathing Jewel is because in order to use items, you're going to have to actually sheath your weapon unless you're using Sword and Shield, which you can just block and use an item. But since we're using Charge Blade, using the Sheathing Jewel enables you to sheath your weapon that much faster so that you can get the healing faster. So it's a utility skill. And then we got Protection, which is going to max out our Divine Blessing. Basically, this ensures that we take a little bit less damage so that we can worry more about the health of the team and less about our own health. Then on the Commission Jacket, we have a Gobbler Jewel. This is going to max out our Speed Eating, which basically makes sure that we can pop those healing items as fast as we can and we don't have to waste a lot of time. This is an essential skill for this build, by the way, having max speed eating, because you're going to be constantly sheathing your weapon in order to use items, and if you're staying too long using those items, that is time in which you are not engaging the monsters and dealing damage, because even though this is a support build, you're still going to be dealing damage a lot of the times. Then we have a Friendship Jewel level 1. As a matter of fact, we have 3 of them. This is going to max out our wide range skill, which again is essential for a support build. And finally on these Xeno Rats, like I said, we're going to put in 2 Earplug Jewels, and this is going to max out our earplugs, ensuring that we don't get roared. Looking at the finalized version of the build, you're going to be running Earplugs level 5, Wide Range level 5, Speed Eating level 3, Mushroom Mancer level 3, Divine Blessing level 3. You're going to run Stamina Surge, that's a bonus from the gloves. You're going to be running Quick Sheath 1 to ensure that you can sheath your weapon as fast as possible in order to use items. You're also going to be running Free Meal and Protective Polish. This pretty much ensures that you have all of these support skills that you can possibly have in order to bring buffs to your team, as well as heals, as well as all that stuff, while at the same time having a utility skill in the form of Quick Sheath, so that you can sheath your weapon faster in order to get to those items that are going to be healing your team. It is going to also get your Protective Polish into Free Meal. It's just pretty much everything you could possibly want out of a support build, while still being able to dish out some damage by capitalizing on the white sharpness of the Xeno Rats, as well as having earplugs to make sure that you're not getting stunned with roars, so that you can constantly be healing. And it is a very different playstyle than anything else that I've done in the game. I hadn't tried a support build up until this point, and I do have to say, it is a lot of fun. It's not necessarily my style of play, but it is a lot of fun being able to save people from dying, and I can understand why a lot of people like running these kinds of builds, and Watanagashix just excels at this kind of stuff. Now, when it comes to this particular mixed set, something that is also very important is what you carry in your item pouch in order to provide the best possible support, because a lot of the support is performed by using consumable items, and therefore it is important that you have those consumable items, and I'm going to go over them now and why they are important. So, starting things off, naturally we have all of the charms and talons. You should be running these on pretty much all of your mixed sets, so this is not something new for most people, at least it shouldn't be. Then we got Demon Powder, and the reason why we have Demon Powder, you guys might wonder, because you're like, well, you're running Mushroom Mancer, so don't you already have the Nitro Shroom, which is going to increase the amount of damage that you're dealing? The fact of the matter is, Nitro Shroom increases everyone's damage, Demon Powder stacks on top of that, and Might Seed stacks on top of that as well, so you can increase everyone's power 3 times running this build, okay? And if you're running this with a Hunting Horn, you can increase it once again with the Hunting Horn buff. At least that is my understanding of it. Then we have the Hard Shell Powder, because once again, that is going to stack with, I believe, your Perish Rooms. And on top of that, it also stacks with your Adamant Seed, which is why I got those in there as well. Then you got your Null Berries. Now, these should be standard on pretty much all of your sets. You should always be carrying a certain amount of Null Berries, because you never know what the monster is going to be throwing at you, and therefore you're going to want to have a set that's got Null Berries. But in the specific case of this, since you're running Wide Range, this Null Berry is going to cure not just you, but your whole team. Herbal Medicine, same result. You're going to cure not just yourself, but your whole damn team. Then we got the Perish Rooms, which are going to increase your defense because you're running Mushroom Mancer. We got the Mandragora. This pretty much works like a max HP potion, but this particular mushroom only works on you. It does not work on your whole team. So this is like a personal heal for yourself. It's a max HP potion, but it's just a mushroom. Then we got Toadstool. Now this is going to increase the regeneration of everyone in your party. And then we have a blue mushroom. This is pretty much an instant potion, so you just use this. It's going to heal you, and since you got wide range, it's going to heal your whole party. You got Nitro Shroom, it's going to increase your attack, and you got Devil's Blight. This is going to increase stamina regeneration for yourself and naturally your whole party because you're running wide range. Naturally, Mega Potions, this should be a given. Just remember, since you have wide range, this heals not only you, but also your whole team. And then, like we said, Adamant Seed, because it stacks on top of all the other armor-giving bonuses that we already have in this set, as well as Might Seed, because it stacks on top of all of the attack bonuses that we have. 3 flash pods so that you can basically flash monsters out of the sky, a couple of mega barrel bombs in case a sleep situation presents itself, and a couple of flash bugs so that you can craft more flash pods on the go. Now, Watanagashix was also running the Might Pill. I'm not running Might Pill because I haven't really crafted any just yet, but I'm assuming this also stacks on top of stuff. It's crazy. The amount of buffing that you can do, the amount of healing that you can do with this build is insane. It's a lot of fun. It's a different playstyle. So if you are looking to do a support build, try this out for yourself. Remember, you can use any weapon that you want, although I would advise you to try and use the Xenorgiva weapons because they're going to have the 2 level 3 slots. And now I'm going to tell you guys the alternate version of this build. So as you guys no doubt have noticed, the cornerstone of this build is coupling Mushroom Mancer together with wide range in order to provide all of the support. And then all of the other skills that kind of come after that are just skills that support that particular playstyle and then maybe increase your damage a little bit or allow you to maintain your sharpness, stuff like that. So Watanagashix had a build before he had the Fungi Form gem, which is very, very rare. And I would like to share that with you guys. This might be a little bit easier to do if you don't have the Fungi Form gem. However, there are still some decorations in here that are pretty hard to get, but it's okay because a lot of those things are actually secondary to the support playstyle. So one of the main differences is going to be in the neck piece, whereas we previously had earplugs. Now we're going to be running Mushroom Charm 2, and because of that, we're not going to need as much mushroom on our main set, so we're going to be replacing the waist piece for a Damascus coil. And the rest of the set is pretty much the same, but we're also using a different weapon. In this case, we're using a Jagras Escudo 3, because since we don't have that white sharpness, we're going to run an Elementalist weapon to make up for it in terms of damage, and at the same time, we're going to try to increase the damage of our Charge Blade through some key skills. So let's look at it again. Vangus Greaves Beta, we're going to be running 2 Sheath Jewels in here because we're going to have a little bit more free space. And sheathing up obviously is really good. It allows you to sheath your weapons faster so that you can get to the items faster. Then we're going to be running artillery jewels if you have them, but like I said, these are the hardest things to get in this particular set, in my opinion, these and maybe the Sharp Jewel. But if you don't have artillery jewels, like I personally don't have 3 artillery jewels, so I just use the 3rd sheathing jewel. But you can put whatever you want in here if you don't have artillery jewels. Get your 1 attack jewel, maybe get 2 expert jewels. Basically, these are more reserved for offensive stuff, but you can put defensive stuff in here if you want to. Just remember to keep all the key stuff, which is going to come in next. In the Dover Van Braces Beta, we got the Gobbler and the Satiated Jewel, which maxes out the speed eating as well as the free meal. Then we got the Protection Jewel on the Commission Jacket Beta, because that's going to max out our Divine Blessing. We got the 3 Friendship Jewels, which are going to max out our wide range. And we have a Sharp Jewel as well as an Elementalist Jewel on the Jagras Escudo, because it's also important to deal some damage with your set. You're not just sitting there standing still, not actually doing anything, right? You're still going to want to attack, and that's what he went for. So like I said, you can use this with different weapons. This is just a bit of a variation on the build. You can see the skills on the right-hand side. Very similar with the added focus for the Charge Blade. So you can swap this out for whatever weapon you want to use. You can exchange a lot of the stuff here. Just remember that the main stays that you want to have in this build is that wide range level 5, that Mushroom Mancer level 3, and maximum speed eating. Everything else is kind of depends on the weapon that you're using. Oh yeah, and free meal as well. Naturally, you want to have that free meal buff in there as well. But everything else kind of just depends on which weapon you are using, how you want to play this particular set. And I know that I've rambled a little bit more on this set. That's because I'm very uncomfortable, because this is not a build that I myself did. but it does provide an interesting playstyle, and I feel it's a good video to follow up on my You Don't Have to Stack Attack video that I did the other day. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you actually get notified for whenever I upload stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.